Hey y'all, it's Maddie from the Itty Bitty Homestead Committee. Today we are going to talk about type and improving your lines when it comes to commercial type, whether your animal be a purebred of any commercial type or a meat mutt. So let's hop into it. First thing we need to talk about when it comes to a commercial type in rabbits is what is a commercial type. A commercial body type is a type that yields the most meat per pound of rabbit in comparison to type. We most see it in our meat breed animals such as Californians, New Zealands, Silver Fox, and Rex. There are many others we could talk about and discuss, but for this purpose, this is the rabbit that is going to give you the best meat yield for its body type. To start off with, from a side profile view, you want the animal to have a slight shoulder, but you don't want that shoulder to be more than 2 finger widths wide. That shoulder should nicely meld up to the top line, which should be right where your hip is. A hip that is too far forward can throw off the balance of the loin and back end, while a high point that is too far back can give a false appearance of a long shoulder. Both faults can cause a loss of meat along that top line. From a rear view, you want an animal that almost has a circular type shape. You want them to be filled in from that high point across the hips and down the rear to make a circle around their hips. This is also where you would start looking at your feet to see if they are cowhocked, causing a pinch in the hindquarter. A pinch in the hindquarter could mean that you lose out on meat and you don't get a more full hip on the animal, leading to a higher meat yield. And then finally, on the top line, you want to ensure that your rabbit in the hindquarter is very rounded. When we talk about depth, what we're talking about is the fact that the rabbit is as wide as it is tall on the back end, giving it a nice full appearance, giving you a higher meat yield. When we look at this top line and we move up to the shoulder, we want a nice wide shoulder, which is equivalent to our meat yield. It should be almost square. A rabbit that is too narrow in the shoulder to look like a triangle will not lead to a higher meat yield and will throw off the balance of the rest of the rabbit. One of the hardest and most prevalent problems in a rabbitry is long shoulders, and the only way to really fix this is to take a long-shouldered animal, breed it to a shorter-shouldered animal, and then continue to keep the kits that have the shortest shoulder possible, and then rebreed those kits to the shorter-shouldered rabbit. That is actually the case with our Californians. Our does have too long of shoulders. So we have Freak here, who has a type that is almost commercial, which gives a lot shorter of a shoulder that we can breed into our lines to hopefully improve in the next generation. Another very prevalent problem that we see within rabbitries with commercial type rabbits is pinched hindquarters. The easiest way to see if your kits are cowhocked or any of your rabbits are cowhocked is to flip them over and let their feet relax naturally on their back. A pinched animal will have their heels closer together to their toes, making it appear like a V. That touching of the heels also causes the pelvis to pinch in on the back, making you lose meat yield in that area. To fix the problem of pinched tips in a line, what you want to do is find rabbits who, when you flip them over, have straight toes, meaning their toes point forward and are parallel in the heels instead of forming a V. You also want to make sure your feet are spread apart far and not close together, because this will also open the pelvis up and give you a more rounded appearance, not only on the back end, but with your depth as well from the top line, because you will have a larger, more rounded pelvis. Overall, this is just a couple of things to look out for when it comes to a commercial body typed rabbit. There's a lot more you could focus on, but shoulders and hindquarters are two of the hardest problems to fix in your lines. With the first few generations implementing these small fixes, you can see a huge improvement in your lines when it comes to type. With that being said, true improvement past the point of major discretions takes more time. That or bringing another animal into your program. Breeding animals better takes time and many generations of work. So keep at what you're trying to improve in your program, but also don't forget that it's really easy to let go of the things that are really good. So if you have really good shoulders in your lines, Don't let those shoulders slip while you're trying to fix the depth in your line, or if you're trying to fix the density of fur. Hold on to the good qualities of your animals while improving the bad ones. But anyway, I would love to hear what y'all are working on in your lines currently. Currently, we're working on shoulders in our Californians, size in our Rex, and fur in our Silver Fox. So I would love to hear what you're working on, but thank y'all so much for getting this far into the video, and I'll see y'all next one. Bye.